need? When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Democracy! When do we want it? Now! Justice! Stop justice! Stop justice!
So today we are doing a National Day of Action honoring Congressman John Lewis, who passed away 5 years ago today, and we're taking that opportunity to talk about his legacy and how we can learn from his lessons that he's taught us moving forward in this movement.
We're happy to be here at Second Baptist Church. We are hosting the National Day of Action. It's a day that remembers John Lewis, and we know him from getting into good trouble. We are happy to host this organization, the Amos Project, and all of those who are here. And we're just excited to be able to support this day of National Day of Action.
Money for jobs and education. Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation.
Not for war and deportation.
Thank you for being here today to continue putting pressure on those who threaten our rights. But protesting alone, as we've said, isn't enough. Building the country we were promised demands that our communities have their basic needs met. How can we effectively resist oppression when our communities faced unjust raids by ICE, police abuse, and lack consistent access to food, clothing, shelter, clean air, and water? Congressman Lewis reminded us of our moral duty. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to do something.
No fear. Everyone is welcome.
We're in the top 10 for wrongful conviction. At that time, we decided it's time to put it on the ballot. We first submitted it in 2021 under the title name Accountability Now, Ohio. Well, of course, Dave Yost, he turns it down for this multiple reason he listed. So we corrected those errors and we submitted it again. He did this a total of 10 times. We finally got fed up and said we're going to the court. We are the first grassroots organization in America, as well as in the state of Ohio, to beat Attorney General Dave Yost, any Attorney General. We got our most wins in April. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that Dave Yost violated our First Amendment, our right to petition, and our right to free speech. He said we were doing government speech when we were actually talking to citizen to citizen. So that being said, in honoring the late John Lewis, my friends over there are campaign managers collecting signatures that you could all get involved, because Ohio would be the first state in the nation to end qualified immunity by a citizen-led ballot initiative.
name some phone numbers on phone. That's kind of work.
Well, the one lesson that we're incorporating of many is good trouble, and that's the ethos of the moral imperative that we all have to participate in civil disobedience for a just cause. And that is what is needed, is people to be willing to step out of their comfort zone and fight this fight the way that it needs to be.
John Lewis was one of the ones who spearheaded the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and we are here to do what we need to do in 2025. We know that our country is going through a very difficult time now, and we need folks who are going to be able to support getting into good trouble, because we need to protect our citizens. We need to just be in a place where we can vote and we can get into office those who are going to stand up for our rights.
Our goal through these protests, as we've said, is for each of you to become involved in an organization and take action with them. We do have a mutual aid QR code at our table. Please come and scan it, choose an organization, and give generously of your time, talent, and treasure as you are able. The organizations represented here today exemplify how direct service builds lasting resilience beyond the protests.
We're protecting our democracy!
One more.
Hey, Columbus, Ohio, love your freedom!
Join the movement. We need close to 700-some thousand signatures by June the 5th of 2026. And we're going to be boots on the ground. We have to get these top 44 counties. If you want to sign, please help us out.
About good trouble. What kind of good trouble are they going to get into?
All kinds. So we're getting into good trouble about fighting for our voting rights. We have organizations that we work with who are doing petitioning all over the city for different issues. Those are all very important. But we're also doing a lot for our local community. That's where we're trying to focus more than anything, because we feel that this is our locus of control right here, right now. We can ensure that everyone comes to the table fed and clothed first, and then we can protest too, because I think it's important that our elected officials know that we find their decisions to be deplorable. We are partnering with organizations in Columbus that do this kind of work. So for example, Here to Serve, we're going to be showing up to their serve on Saturday to help out and participate in that. But we're just trying to get more involved and pull our weight, right?
We're going to do what we can to help our communities, to stand up for our communities, to stand up for the voice of those who are in need, those the least, the lost, those who are lonely. We're here to get into good trouble so that we can be a benefit. Our scriptures teach us to love our neighbors as ourselves. Our scriptures tell us to love those and feed the homeless. Our scriptures tell us to be kind to the strangers and to the foreigners. So we're going to do what we can to get into good trouble, to make sure that we do our part. Our motto here at Second Baptist is to worship Christ, love one another, and do God's will. And we believe that getting into good trouble in this day and age is what God's will is.
So one last thing I want to address is the issue of voting rights. That's a really important theme for today, there are several critical actions to protect our democracy that need your involvement. The SAVE Act, which passed through the House in April and is now stalled in the Senate, threatens to disenfranchise millions, particularly women, by requiring the name on your birth certificate to match your ID in order to vote. We must flood Ohio Senators John Husted and Bernie Moreno with calls and letters demanding that they reject this act.
Trouble. When you step out of your comfort zone, that's good trouble. When you speak out against wrongdoing, that's good trouble. When you lend a helping hand, that's a good trouble. When you do what God says opposed to what the world says, you're getting into good trouble. So I'm just wondering this evening, is there anybody